A former Charlotte FC employee is suing David Tepper and his organization over alleged discrimination.
A lawsuit filed in Mecklenburg County Superior Court accuses company officials of holding male employees to higher standards than their female counterparts and creating an uneven gender landscape.
All right, joining us now, our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rose. Khalif, part of this is that he was fired for not following orders from his superior. Do you take account in that? Well, you were fired and you admitted you were fired for that reason. How much does that factor into this lawsuit?
You're talking about insubordination.
Right.
Yeah, that's something that would factor in, and that would be a defense for Tepper Sports, and it would play a part in the likelihood of success. I mean, first of all, you got to look at a couple things. This is a Title VII claim, and so it's sex discrimination. It's have you been discriminated on the sole basis of sex? And so proving that's a couple things. Were you a member of a protected class? That's first. Were you in a qualified position? Okay. Have you suffered some adverse employment? Well, we know you suffered adverse employment. You've been terminated. That's the worst type of adverse action. And then, was sex the main motivating factor for the decision? So a couple things that you'll have to be able to prove. They'll be saying that it was insubordination, and you'll be saying, well, it was something other than that, because I've had, an exemplary work history. He was listed as the longest tenured member of the Charlotte FC. Those are a number of things that he'll attempt to prove and distance himself from my work product, but more this was a discretion that was solely based on sex.
Typically, in a discrimination case, you hear it's from women or minorities. So this is a little unusual, let's be honest, right? Have a male saying I was discriminated against. Will he have potentially a harder time trying to prove a case because of that? I mean, I know this is supposed to be all facts driven, but how do you think that's going to play into this?
I like the way that you craftfully address that. I'll say that the law doesn't look at it any different than he being a male versus a female. Just the case law is going to be a lot longer, a list of cases that you can use to support female examples, right? But the case law would still be specific. We're looking for, in law school, they tell you to look for on-point cases. So an on-point case would be a fact-similarly situated person that's working in some type of professional sports environment that's discriminated because of their sex. So if I can find a female example or a male example, both of them would work if I'm attempting to show the court, here are other examples of why the court ruled in the manner in which they did. Now, his sex, when trying to find similarly situated females that are in his position that were not discriminated, that may hurt him as well, because now you're trying to find a woman that was in a situation like you that did not face this discrimination. It may be a lot easier to find women, or I should say men, that were in that situation. So that it may hurt him by finding evidence to support his claim, but I don't think the court would view him in a different light.
And when you're looking at that evidence, it seems kind of difficult to prove when you're talking about a set of standards, because a lot of that doesn't happen with emails and text messages. So how do you go about proving that women were held to a different standard than men in this case?
Well, you're definitely going to start with email communication, any type of text message, because in the discovery process, you're going to ask that all that stuff is held. So that would be great to say, hey, if I get a smoking gun email, like get rid of him because he's a male, we don't have to look any further. I mean, but obviously you're not going to find something like that. But if there is a pattern, a consistent pattern of recognizing and promoting and demoting, or not, promoting males just because they are males, yeah, that's going to be hard for them to overcome, and emails would be a way to get there. But I think the strongest place would be your work history, your lack of any type of reprimand in the past, and finding a comparable situation from a likely situated woman that was in that same or similar position, that faced no discrimination, faced no type of demotion, was actually promoted. That would strengthen your case. So you're looking for someone that was similarly situated to you.
Khalif, North Carolina is a state where they can fire you, don't have to give a reason. Does that factor in at all, where unless he has a smoking gun where he says, okay, they said get rid of him because he's a guy, you can fire people for just about any reason?
I love the way you asked that question, because there was a question similar to that online about another one of our stories. I love to hit it like this. While we do live in a state where you can be terminated at any time because it's an at-will employee state, you can't be terminated if it's based on discrimination. So if you are in a protected class and your basis for your discrimination is sex discrimination, that would trump any type of termination for at will. And so, yes, I agree that at any day, I don't like the color of your tie, I can terminate you. But if I don't like you because you're a male, I can't terminate you. So if the discrimination is the reason for your termination, that at will is out the door.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.